Okay, so it's a little bit cold and windy outside. I decided to come inside here and in the camper and unbox this and read the directions and try to see how I'm going to hook it up, where I'm going to hook it up, and all that stuff. Here's the camera and monitor. The manual, I might need that. Fairly good sized monitor. Let's see, it says 7-inch. Usually that's measured diagonally, so 7-inch monitor. Here's the camera. It's supposed to be wireless. Wireless doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have to install wires. Wireless just means that you don't have to run a solid wire from the camera head all the way up to the video monitor. So, one of the mountings. Alright, let's see what all we got here. Wow, there's a lot of stuff. Okay, so I've taken the time to read some of the directions. Haven't gone all the way through it yet. I'm a guy, I don't read directions. But anyway, yes, I do. Let's see. According to the directions, this system is able to handle up to 4 camera heads. I only got the 1 camera head. This is actually designed for multiple uses, but the wireless camera system I thought would come in handy with the camper. That way I didn't have to run a continuous wire from the pickup to the trailer, camping trailer. All right, for those of you who are not familiar with wiring, this could look pretty daunting like a daunting task. You've got a power and a ground, and then you've got trigger wires that would trigger the camera. For me, it's not that big of a deal because I know what I'm doing. However, if I'm right in reading the directions, unless I'm using 2 or more cameras, I can throw that away. I can simply use this adapter cable to go to the power monitor. Simply plug that adapter cable up to a 12-volt cigarette lighter plug. And power the monitor. And it's that simple. Supposedly. We'll find out. If it is, that means that I could use this not only in my pickup, but I could use it in other things as well. You could transfer it from one vehicle to the next fairly quickly, because also included in the kit is a magnetic base mount for the camera head. So that'd be pretty awesome if I could do that, if I could switch it from one vehicle to the other. But right now the main purpose for me was to get it with the my truck and the camper, because there's a lot of spots where it's difficult to back into, especially at night if you're pulling in late to a campsite or whatever. But anyway, on to the next step. Okay, so I finished reading the directions. It's all pretty straightforward. Here's the sunshade that goes over the monitor. You've got a couple of choices of antennas. Like here's the standard antenna for the monitor itself, and then you have an extender cable for the camera module, or you have just a regular antenna here. But here is an extension cable and a magnetic mount camera antenna. In case you're not getting good signal or direct signal, you can change the antenna position on the camera. What I didn't plan on, and unfortunately it's going to keep me from probably finishing the project today, is the camera itself has to be wired up to a power source. I figured that, but I didn't realize that the cord was so short, and I've got to go from the very back of my camera or camper with the camera all the way to the front, which is where the battery is. My other option would be to tap the power into, like, say, the marker lights or something, which then the camera would power up anytime I turned on the marker lights, which I may do that too. That'd be fairly simple, and then I could keep the wiring short. But let me think about it and see what we're going to do. Also have to determine where to mount this large monitor. It's a nice large monitor. I like that part, but the bulk of it, I'm going to have to figure out where I want to put it in my cab. So I guess we'll try to figure that out. Okay. I'm out in the truck now, and as you can see, it's got a really nice big monitor, which is both good and bad. I've spent quite some time trying to determine exactly where to mount this so that it wouldn't impede with the function of the truck. I'm having some difficulty here. It comes with two mount options. It comes with, you know, your standard 3M tape sticky mount, which you can go almost anywhere with. I looked at going overhead with it. It also comes with a permanent mount, swivel mount. If I mount it somewhere along in here, it gets in the way of the radio. So I'm trying to determine what to do here and having some difficulty. I'm gonna have to think on this, and I'll get back with you. Okay, so after trying a bunch of different locations and not really having much luck at finding any permanent mount location for this large screen, I actually asked my wife for some suggestions, and she had an absolutely simple yet brilliant solution that goes along with my desire to keep this unit portable. And it was, quite simply, to get one of the weighted or sandbag, whatever you want to call it, dash pads, and you can simply set it up there when you need it. Simply put it up there, plug it in when you're ready, remove it, and store it when you're done. Okay, so I decided to go with the non-permanent mount magnet, and this is a really strong magnet. And what I'm going to do right now, it's mounted on the back steel bumper tube. Good and solid there, no problems. And what I'm going to do, since we've made the monitor portable, I'll make the camera unit portable as well. And what I've decided to do is tap into my taillight wires and make little pigtails. I've already tested my wires, and I know that the white is my ground and the black is my marker light. So I'm going to make a little pigtail that will drop out of my tail light and be able to unplug and plug the camera as I need. Okay, so part of the reason I decided to go with the tapping into the taillight wiring rather than run wires all the way to the battery was actually twofold. Partially for the portability. Also, that way the battery isn't being constantly powered and draining, or the camera head isn't always constantly powered. It's powered only whenever I turn on the taillights, which I can turn on and off with ease as I need it. So I think that's going to work out really, really well. I've got the connectors crimped onto the end of the camera head. I get my little pigtail built here. Okay, right now I don't have any power to this, but it's always wise to cut one wire at a time, not multiple wires. Even though I know it's not powered, I don't want to do that. I pulled some slack out from inside the body of the camper. I will peel these back, and then I'll use some of these handy dandy heat shrinks that actually come from my son-in-law, Talon. He started a little company called the Talon Group, where he sells these heat shrink connectors in this cool little compartment. I'll include a link for that for people that might be interested. Talon still works for the shop. He's just started a side company trying to earn some extra money from hopefully our grandkids someday. All right, so since I'm going, these are thin wires here. I'm going to twist these together and use a blue butt connector. Like so, and then my pigtail will come out of this other end. Alright, there's that one. Get another blue butt connector from the Talon Group. Remove the insulation off of the ground wires now. Twist these together. Sure the crimp's good. All right, we're good there. And we'll take the black, which will be our marker or our power, for the pigtail that will power up the camera head. Crimp it good. The white will be our ground for the pigtail to the camera head. Crimp it good. And take the take the little torch and shrink the connectors so that moisture doesn't get in them. And the heat shrink keeps out the moisture and helps the connection from corroding. Also helps keep the wires in place. All right, done with that. These wires will come out right down through here. I can go ahead and put the lens cover back on. because there's enough space where these wires are moving freely. They're not crimped, which is really, really good. Then it's just as simple as plugging up male to female, quick connect, and male to female, quick connect. That way I can't get them wrong. I put male on one side, female on the other connection. That way it's easy. And now the camera should get power whenever we turn on the marker lights. So we'll get set up and test that theory. Okay, so if I've done the wiring right on the back, the camera should be powered up when I have the marker lights turned on. I have the marker lights turned on right now, thanks to my wife's brilliant idea of the portable sandbag mounting method and the option of the quick adapter and cigarette lighter plug that comes from Haloview, the company. It's a simple plug and play. I plug this in, and if I've got good signal strength between the camera and the monitor, we should have picture. Aha, we have picture. I did it right. There appears to be some sound coming through. I'll have to play with the settings on that, but also I want to check and see if when I turn the marker lights off, if it kills the power to the camera. So here we go, 3, 2, 1, powering off. All right, that powered the camera off. I'm gonna turn the lights back on, the marker lights. 3, 2, 1. And we have camera power again. So we're good to go. That was pretty simple. The picture quality looks pretty good for a wireless system, I gotta say. Okay, so now we will show whenever we go home. I'll show this in use whenever I start backing up, but for right now I'm going to unplug this and enjoy the whole reason that we come camping. See, now this is, I'm done with it. I can store it away, and my son and his friend are way over there on the dock fishing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now that we've got the camera installed, it's time to kick back and relax. Okay, so time to try it out for real. Turn it on, and then remember I had the camera itself plug into the marker lights. So I'm going to turn the marker lights on. 3, 2, 1. See if we got signal, and we've got signal. Okay, good solid picture. Really good solid picture. I didn't order anything but the one camera. This is capable of taking up to 4 cameras, and it has a micro SD slot, so you can actually record video with this as well. So right there, there's 4 cameras. You can show the 4 camera mode, which I may look into doing. That could be pretty awesome. All right, let's try it out. Seatbelt on. We're already hooked up and ready to go. Make sure this isn't gonna slide around on me. Make sure it's showing on the camera good. good. Shows your line. Of course, I'm always using my mirrors too. Got a little bit of a delay because of the wireless, but it's showing good, clear picture. Now we're going back forward again. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a delay, but I'm just using the standard antenna. It has an extension antenna that you can get for a stronger signal. Up here it's got the signal strength, and you can get a stronger signal by using the extension camera, which will take care of some of that lag time. But as you can see, we can see behind us. We'll try it going down the road and see how it goes. Right now it looks really good. I like the fact that we made it portable too, because I can take it on different vehicles and such. Also help see who's behind you when you're on the road, to know if it's safe to change lanes. With the 4-camera system, you could put cameras like under the mirrors so you could see your blind spots. There's all kind of things you could do. I'm just going to stay with the 1 camera for now and see how well it does. Looks like I may want to go with the antenna extender on the camera portion itself. Try to get rid of a little bit of that lag, but other than that, the picture quality is great. And this is the low resolution model. I've got a wired model that's 1080 high definition that I'm going to put on one of the trucks at the shop. I'm not sure which one I'm going to put it on yet, but I got the wireless model to try on the camper. Just thought it'd be easier since I connect and disconnect from it, and it's also portable. I can take it away. On traffic coming up beside us. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but you can. It's got sound on it as well. I have to figure out how to turn that down, because to me that's a little bit distracting, but to each their own. If you're backing up and you've got somebody signaling you, I could see where that would come in handy, where you'd want somebody back there and you could listen to them. Safely to change lanes, no problem. The wireless system, I'm really liking what I've seen so far. Like I said, it's got a little lag, but I'll put the antenna extender on it. Should take care of that. See where this would come in handy in a lot of applications. I can use this on the road
this model if I had to figure out a way to tap into a power supply on the back of a trailer when I'm towing a truck and a trailer or a really long vehicle. Something similar to what I'm doing here. I think that'd be really, really handy. Especially with the portability of it. You wouldn't want to go with the hardwired system, obviously. Might even be able to come up with a portable 12-volt battery pack that powers the camera that you can put on the back of the vehicle. Something like that might work. One of those small square batteries. This thing will run on, I think it's anywhere from 10 to 32 volts. I'll have to read the paperwork again. Again, this one's just as simple as plugging in the accessory port, unplug it, plug it back in. Thanks to my lovely wife for having the wonderful idea of the sandbag. Got to change lanes because there's a car coming off the ramp. There's the car. I can see it out of the camera and I can see it out of my side mirrors. So I know it's safe to come back over. Lovely. I like it. I like that. Alright, so we're back at the shop. We'll test it for backing up. Then we'll go on home. Camping is over for this trip. Still want to use the mirrors, or I do. I'm so used to using my mirrors. This is an added tool that'll help make sure you don't hit anything. Of course, I've got a nice big wide space here to back this in through, so it's not that big of an issue here, but could be if you were in tight quarters. Alright, that worked out well. So far, I'm happy with it. Turn the marker lights off, camera's off, unplug it, store it away, and it's all good to go.